So, one of the traps for people who have been in abuse dynamics and then are trying to go on in a relationship with another person or other people, and it seems like it's person after person after person, and where things aren't going well. And I've seen people respond to it in a couple of ways. One of it is to just assume that there's something wrong with them, um, or that they're doing something wrong, and so they, you know, turn inward and start self hating, self sabotaging for being curious, and the other way I've seen people handle it is to turn that outward. What's with all gender? What's with all not gender? Um, and it's more of your incel route, and it's unfortunately really easy to slide in because when your personal experience is that man after man or woman after woman or they them after they them continues to be toxic, abusive, immature, at some point you go, okay, so it's just everybody. Um, and so, like, we want to pattern recognize, but it's very easy to get trapped into thinking that our personal experience is representative of the broader experience. And what I would like to do is posit a different way of thinking about this whole situation. So, I think one day I sort of theorized that most people form their identity and sense of self like in those high school and college years. And that also they form their perspectives of others, like as a group, in those years also. So, forming opinions about all men, all women, all they, them. Um, and then carrying that forward, you know, into our full adulthood. And the thing is that when we're in high school or when we're in college, we're still we're still maturing. We haven't finished. We're still cooking on residual heat, right? Like we're not done yet. We might have been pulled out of the oven, but we're still getting finished. And so my theory is that people form these very firm opinions about the groups when each group is at their most immature, their most hot messness. Um, so, and then when that collides with our personal experience with trying to date members of that group, it's very hard to say, oh, not all, not all of this group. Um, and it can be very disempowering and dispiriting. But the thing is, it's kind of like a triangle, right? The more mature you are, or the more intelligent you are, or the more kind you are, like pick a thing, less and less people are going to be with you, right? It gets smaller. So, you know, if you go at that base level, plenty of immature people, plenty of unkind people, plenty of unintelligent people. But as you get higher and higher, you start weeding people out. And so the thing is, as you start getting healthier, more mature, there's going to be less and less people that you are necessarily compatible with. Now, I want to say, so many people are looking for, like, well, what's the system? What's the system that I can use to, like, meet somebody? Or what's the system I can tell somebody? This is how you meet people. And everybody, we have like very broad ideas. Like, oh, well, go to places where that group is, which is, it'll put you in a very pick me space. Like, I don't, be very careful with that one. Um, or things like do what you love and then see who's around you while you do that. Sometimes you see people talk about, oh, strike up conversations with strangers. There's all kinds of different ways that we meet people. And there is not one way. There is not one way. Just like with healing, there's not one way. We really want there to be. We really want there to be, you do X, you get Y. Input, output. And the human experience is a lot messier than that. And we know that because we've been messy, right? So um, the thing that works, and I say this very broadly because again, not everything is going to be the thing that works for everybody, but what seems to consistently work is to not be looking. Don't be interested. Stop looking at people as potential partners, people to date. Just like turn that off in your mind. You're minding your business. You're doing your own thing. You're living your life. In fact, it might even be inconvenient for you to date somebody. Like that's when they show up because God, the universe, whomever has a sense of humor. I am convinced. Also things like if you say, oh, I would never, blah, 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 that will get you. That will get you. You'll find yourself saying never and then end up doing it. Like, so, you know, being very gentle, being very careful. Like, don't be so definitive. Don't do it. You're like testing fate or tempting fate or testing God or putting it out there and whatever the spiritual system or secular system it is that you use, just don't say never. I'll never date a blah blah blah. Like that is how you get the blah blah blah. Um, but again, sometimes not. Anyway, so you just want to be like we have to mentally self-correct. No, not all, but many. But then it's this constant like as the generations get older and get more mature, then the new generation is going through the system. So it's a fun adventure for everybody. But anytime you see people being very like this, this is how it is. First of all, a lot of those people are on the internet and they're autistic, like a lot of the incels. Sorry to my autistic guys. I understand, totally get it. But that's not, as much as you want to believe it's true, doesn't make it true. Even if you're like, I have facts and figures, I have all this experience, you can't say that. The humanity is so amorphous. There's so many different people. Like you just foundationally can't have that belief, and believe that it's scientific or whatever. So anyway, I hope this makes sense. There are mature people out there, but you will find them as you are more mature. Because the thing is, as you get more mature, immaturity is going to put you off. You're not going to want to spend time around it. So you're not, as you get healthier, as you get more mature, as you get, in a better place financially, you're just not going to feel comfortable around the people that you used to feel comfortable with. And that truly is, you know, how we get to our new place in life. Anyway, I hope this makes sense, and I'll talk to you next time.